Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at a game played between Yoshikazu Minami and Yoshiharu Habu. It was played on February 22nd, 1994 as the second game in the 19th KO title match. We're going to see a very cool move that is played by Habu at the end. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so the opening was an ordinary Yagura opening, as you can see. Alright, but here, White changes his strategy. He doesn't go for a normal Yagura opening. He played 0 to 3B. Alright, gold 6G and king to 4B. It seems White is going to use left-hand Mino castle. Pretty interesting. So after Minami sees it, he starts to prepare for this attack on the third file. So pawn to 3F, king goes ahead and castles. Okay, rook to 3H, Minami goes ahead too. 0 to 5C, if black waits for another move, maybe this silver can go to here, protecting here. So Minami starts attacking as early as in here. So pawn to 3E. Pawn takes and rook recaptures. Okay, but pawn to 6D. Okay, now he's threatening to push this pawn in the next move. Because if he does that, black can't take that pawn, right? So in order to prevent that, black played bishop to 7G, putting a defender to the bishop. Okay, but rook to 6B. White is using right-hand fourth file rook, which is one of the common strategies when he uses a left-hand Mino against black's Yagura opening. Okay, rook retreats to 3H, pawn 7D, gold to 7H, and knight develops to 7C. So now White has prepared an attack on the 6th file, concentrating the attackers, the pawn, the rook, bishop, and the knight. So it's a very powerful offense. And that's why this king doesn't want to go into the castle. It's too near to the attack. So black leaves the left side that way and pushes the pawn up to 4F, pawn 9D, knight to 3G, and silver to 4B. Very cool. Avoiding this knight's attack in advance. Okay, silver to 4G, pawn 9E, and 1F. And here Habu starts to attack. Yes, pawn to 6E. Okay, black takes it, and a bishop tray here. And then knight takes 6E. Black takes it, and rook takes it. So it's a very simple attack, just trading the pieces here. Okay, now instead of simply dropping a pawn to 6F, black played knight to 4E. Pretty interesting. Now White has a chance of dropping a pawn here, but maybe black can ignore it and drop a knight here, which is a threat made. And maybe Habu felt this was uncomfortable, so he didn't drop a pawn to 6E. He just dropped it to 3C, avoiding that knight drop. So Minami played pawn drop to 6F now, and rook goes back. Okay, now White was successful in that piece exchange, but here's a counterattack. Bishop drove to 7C, of course. So it's forking the rook and the lance, so rook runs to 6A, protecting the lance, but bishop promotes to 8B. Okay, pawn to 4D, yes, he goes for the knight. However, black drops another knight to 6D, attacking the gold. And after the gold goes back, here's a very cool one. Minami sacks his knight to 5C, forcing the silver to come over to 5C, and then he promotes the knight to 7B. Okay, rook can only run to 6C, and then promoted knight to 7C. Very cool move sequence. So because of that knight sack, the silver is here, so the rook cannot run to here. So rook goes to 6D, or a horse to 9A, taking the lance. Now in the next move, black is threatening to drop his lance to here, which will capture the rook. And one option to avoid that is pawn drop there. Well, this is a proverb. Drop your piece to the square that your opponent wants to drop his piece to. So after this, black takes it, rook takes it. And if lance drop, the rook can go here. And if a pawn drop, he can go back and attack the horse. So that was one option. But instead of this pawn drop to 6E, Habu played pawn to 5D, making an escaping route for the rook. So black dropped the lance there, and rook to 5D. However, black can go ahead with promoted knight to 6C. And actually, this move is not only an attack against the silver. Actually, black's threat here is pawn to 5E in the next move, which will capture the rook. So white has to push another pawn up to 4e, make an escaping route. So black can go ahead and take the silver, rook has to take it, and then horse to 60, powerful skewer. So it seems black is making an attack pretty well, but Habu says he's fine, because gold up to 4b from the right. Yeah, he welcomes that rook horse trade. Okay, so here black doesn't take it and pawn to 4e. Okay, but from here, once black's attack here has now stopped, white starts a counterattack. Bishop drop to 2i. Skewer, so rook has to run to 4h, but then a very good pawn drop to 4f. If he takes it, maybe knight drop to 3f, and black's in a trouble. So black can't take it, and he played silver to 3f. But maybe this move wasn't very good. Maybe he should have moved the silver to 5h, which was better, I guess. But he played 3f, so here comes a knight drop to 2d, attacking the silver. Well, he has 3 knights in his hand. Okay, if the silver runs, pawn promotion, so what should black do? Well, taking the pawn seems pointless, because this silver bishop promotion is attacking the rook and a threat mate with this silver drop. So the rook cannot take the pawn, and what he did was rook to 2h, attacking the bishop. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, but here's an interesting move, another one, that is knight drop to 3g, saving the bishop. Okay, so now there's nothing black can do but to trade the rook with the bishop anytime, so here's the preparation for it. He now finally moved the king over to 6i because he's gonna lose his rook. So white took the silver here, but then rook takes this bishop, and white recaptures, and then another king's move to 7i. So now if a rook drop, he can run to here. So yeah, it's a very good early escape of the king, as the proverb goes. Okay, but pawn promotion 4g, a very powerful one. Black took the pawn on 5e, putting pressure against the rook. But promoted pawn goes ahead to 5h. Black ignores it and pawn to 5d, attacking the rook. White takes that silver with the checking, king recaptures, and the rook check. Okay, maybe the king should have run to this way, but he thought that would be hopeless, so he chose this way. King to 7g, desperately going for king entering. But here it is obvious that white's gonna play knight drop to 5e, 8e. Of course. And yeah, of course the king has to move back to 8h, but he desperately goes for king entering, king to 8f, leaving the gold behind. So of course, now white can take the gold for free, but if he does that, black can go ahead and take this rook. And it's pretty uncomfortable because this move is perhaps a mate. So white didn't just take the gold here, and he made a very good decision. He took the pawn on 5d with the rook, let him take it with the horse, forcing it to be on a less nice square, and then he takes the gold on 7h. Okay, silver to 5c, but white calmly takes it, horse recaptures, and a solid silver drop to 4b. Okay, horse goes back to 6d, but then a very good silver drop to 9d, which stops the king from going into king entering. And it's a threat mate starting from this silver drop on 7g, right? Okay, so it seems it's an easy win for Habu, but the guy he's dealing with is another very good player, Minami, so he's not gonna end the game here. He has a very powerful horse sack here to 4b, because after the gold recaptures, he now drops his rook to 9a. Okay, king, silver, fork. So let's say if Habu simply deals with the check here. Yeah, of course the rook can take this silver out of the board, and here's a very secure route for the king to go away. So this Minami's last resort of this rook fork seems a very good one. But yeah, Habu knew about this move. He has prepared a very good countermeasure against this. Do you see the move? Well, if you want to give it a try, just pause the video here and see if you can come up with the right move. Okay, here's the answer. It was this. Bishop drop to 6a. Okay, extremely cool. It's a middle block sacrifice. And what this bishop basically does is protecting this silver. So obviously the rook cannot take it. White can recapture, and white is fine. Well, black can go ahead, but there's no way black king can enter. But as you can see, yeah, black can take it for free. However, as I've said, black's king is in a threat mate right now, and it's almost a brink mate, because after this horse sack, there are two ways of mating moves, starting from silver to 7g and also silver sack to 7e. So it is very hard for black to remove both threat mates. So, you know, actually this bishop can be taken by the lance, but it's gonna be a mate for black's king, right? So black can't take it with the lance. So what Minami did here was his only option. He took it with the rook, checking, but after this bishop sacrifice, now Habu dealt with it with a pawn drop on 4a. So the silver on 9d is saved, and as you can see, there's nothing the black can do here anymore. So this is where Minami finally resigned. Well, it was a very solid win for white. If we go back a little, maybe Minami sacked his horse here, right? But if he were to do that, I think he should have done that before at this position when white dropped the 0. He should just go ahead now and drop the rook to here. How about that? So let's say he blocks it, and then black can take out this pawn, trying to make a secure road for the king. However, if we analyze this position really carefully, there's a very good move for white. Can you see the move? Well, it's this sacrifice, silver drop to 7c. Very cool, because if the dragon takes it, now white can stop the king entering by gold drop to 90, and still almost a brink mate with these two silver drops. So one way to remove that is dragon to 7d, opening an escaping road for the king, but maybe a silver drop. Still a threat mate with the bishop drop along this diagonal. So anyway, it was a win for white. Alright, so that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.